Hi there, I'm Nick Psala, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about 3 steps to building a winning team. Now, why is it important to build a team? Well, if you're a business owner, trying to do everything yourself is literally impossible, especially if you want to scale your business. Now, I know that there's a lot of people that are solopreneurs, so they do their own thing and maybe have teams that are outsourced, or if you're a business, maybe then what you're doing is having internal employees that can help you grow your business and, give you a little bit more work-life balance rather than doing everything yourself. All right, step 1. I believe step 1 is choose street smart over knowledge smart. Now, what do I mean by this? I believe having people that are street smart rather than knowledge smart is one of the key considerations that you need to know when building a winning team. And here's why. Because with street smart, you want somebody that can really get it, understand what you're doing quickly, that can think on their feet, that has got the ability to adapt really fast. And the reason being is, especially in today's business, right, having somebody that is really quick, they can adapt, they understand, they can move, they can, really learn things quickly, rather than somebody that's learnt a whole bunch of knowledge and either that they haven't applied yet, or maybe, is a little bit limited because they've learnt it 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago. See, the differences are somebody that's really adaptive, that's quick, versus somebody that's got a whole level of knowledge maybe that they've learned that maybe isn't applicable today. So street smart, I always go for street smart rather than knowledge smart. And the reason being is I can always teach knowledge. I can always show them how to do it. I can always systemize and process, the movement forward so they get it. Now, step 2 is about spending time in education, in nurture, and most importantly, in building culture. And here's what I mean by this. Every time you're putting a team together, every employee that you get in that team, whether it's going to be an outsourced team or an internal team, is costing you money. In other words, you're investing time and effort and money, because obviously you've got to pay them, into them think of it like a seed that's going to grow into a beautiful tree. So in saying that, if you're like, the majority of business owners, I think the statistics around 83% of business owners that actually don't really spend more than 1 week educating the people that they've employed, well, no wonder then the outcome isn't going to be as good as what you want it to be. So spending time nurturing and educating your team member is most important. Why? Because the more time that you spend nurturing them, the more opportunity that they've got to flourish and grow. Now, around culture, it's important to educate them on how you do the things that you do, or maybe how some other employees that you've got in there already do the things that they do. And that's called the company culture. Your beliefs, your values, what you stand for, what your business stands for, what your product is, what your service may be. It's important to educate them in culture and bring them up to that next level. So the time that you spend in there teaching, educating, nurturing is going to pay off in dividends as they get better and more adaptive to the business itself. And number 3, what I like to call is incremental goals. And what I mean by incremental goals is it's no use trying to throw somebody, if you want to build a winning team, it's no use throwing somebody on the deep end and going, hey, we want to achieve this really, really big goal, let's just go for it, and they're still not adaptive to the ways that you do your business. So incremental type goals are really, really good. Now, if they've been there for 6 months or a year, then I'm happy to throw in what's called one leap goal. In other words, a goal that's really stretching them, taking them to that next level and growing from there. So let's cover the 3 topics again. Number 1, street smart versus knowledge smart. Always choose street smart versus knowledge smart. Number 2, educate, nurture, and build culture, right? So you can have a winning team. And number 3, incremental goals. And if they've been there for longer than 6 to 12 months, then go for a leap goal. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm Nick Psala.